We're live. We're at Coffee with a Cop. Let's go get some coffee with some cops. How's it going, guys? Doing good. I came to have a conversation with a cop for Coffee with a Cop.
How are you, sir?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Oh, I have a whole list of questions. Which one of you guys would like to sit down and talk with me? This guy?
Right.
Okay. We got munchkins too? Nice.
Be my guest. So how can I help?
I got a whole list of questions here for you.
I hope I have some answers.
I hope so too. Get you set up. We got your video and audio recorded here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be recording myself too.
Sounds good.
Sorry about the hold up here.
No problem. Take your time.
Wash those flowers, hello? Bring me the flowers so it doesn't fall off that table. Thanks. Thanks, ma'am.
Hey, woman, are you still not there? Alright, so you guys want me to draw there? Our badges on.
Yeah.
How do we put our badges on? I'm going to show you.
There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
We're all set up.
So how can I help you?
All right. Looks like my paperwork got a little wet here. Let me find my questions.
Can I ask your name, sir?
My name's David.
Dave.
What's your name?
Ed. Where are you from, Dave?
Wyoming.
Okay.
All right. So could you tell me in which ways the Lumberton police help uphold the Constitution and protect the rights of the people?
In which ways?
Yeah, in which ways the Lumberton police uphold the Constitution and protect the rights of the people?
Probably the way everybody else does. We're here to protect and serve the public and citizens in general.
Is there any specific ways that you can think of?
Specifically, no.
Okay. Second question, do the police believe in equal rights for all people? Or are there some people who have greater rights than other people based on race, gender, class, career, political affiliation? Or are there any other reasons why the police would treat some people with a higher rights or greater rights than other people have?
No, sir.
So all people have equal rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have the New Jersey oath of office here. It says, I, blank, E. Del Rocco, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of, I'm not sure exactly what you guys say, of a police officer, or it just says blank on here, just a blank space,
Okay.
to the best of my ability. and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So I'd like to give you my translation of this, and you can just tell me what you think about that. Where it says, I will faithfully, impartially, justly perform all the duties of the office of blank. That means that you're going to uphold all the laws, or do you get to pick and choose laws?
All the laws.
You uphold all laws, and that's for all people, right?
Yes, sir.
Equally. All right, and then at the end, it says, under the authority of the people. Is all legitimate authority of the government derived from the people?
I would believe so, yes, sir.
Okay. And can you delegate a right that you do not have?
Give me an example.
You own your house. You could delegate the right to your house to me by saying, here's a key, you can come in, make yourself at home, go to the fridge. But if you don't own that house, you can't give me a key and let me, because it's not a right that you have. So can you delegate a right that you don't have to somebody else?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Do the police help in protecting people's property?
Sure.
And do they help in protecting from theft?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have the right to initiate force or violence on a person who hasn't harmed anyone or threatened to harm anyone?
No.
Do you have the right to initiate force or violence on someone who hasn't harmed anyone or threatened to harm anyone?
Of course not.
Okay. So, about a month ago, I was pulled over, and the scenario was for a headlight was the cause of the pullover.
Okay.
When the police officer turned his lights on behind me, did I have the right to continue to go?
No.
Or did I have to stop?
You had to stop.
Okay, and if I didn't stop, what would have happened?
You would be violating the law. You
What
could
if
be subject to arrest.
I could be subject to arrest, but what would the police officer do? Would they use force to stop me, or would they just allow me to go if I decided not to stop?
It all depends. There's a certain set of circumstances that dictate how the officer will respond in that certain instance.
Okay, so there is instances where a police officer would, let's say, run someone off the road if they don't stop?
I don't believe so. Not
You
run somebody
don't?
off the road. Yes.
No? So you've never seen a police
Well, it
officer hit the
depends
back
on-
of a
like I
car
said,
and
there's
wipe them off the road?
There's certain sets of circumstances, the use of force guidelines in the state of New Jersey in particular, that there are certain circumstances where you may be justified in doing something like that, but for a headlight out, of course not.
All right, but if I didn't stop for the lights?
Even if you didn't stop for the lights, for a headlight violation, most likely you would probably just be allowed to proceed on. They would get your tag, try and identify you through different means, and catch up with you later. They would not pursue you for a headlight out unless there's other criteria that were met. Then the officer would be justified in pursuing you.
All right, but I was obligated to stop.
Correct.
And if I didn't stop, the use of force would be appropriate for police. Would it be against the law for them to get me off for not stopping
It all
for lights?
depends on there's a multitude of circumstances that would change on that. Purely, as you described it, for a headlight out, and if you continue to go without stopping, barring any other criteria being met, there would be no use of force.
Okay. Now, I had an old gentleman that was driving in the rain, no headlights on.
Right?
Would I be able to force him to pull over so I could tell him that?
No.
No. Okay. Are the police upholding the Second Amendment of the Constitution when they enforce gun codes?
It depends on every state. It varies.
No, I'm talking about the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States doesn't vary per state, does it?
There are different guidelines, different laws in every other state. New Jersey is different.
Okay, but when you enforce the codes, are you upholding and protecting the Constitution
Certain times, yes.
when you're upholding gun codes?
Correct.
Could you elaborate on how you're upholding the Constitution by enforcing gun codes?
The Constitution of New Jersey is different, so we have to abide by those rules and regulations that the legislation has put out there.
Now, is the Constitution of the United States, does that apply in New Jersey?
Sure.
Okay, so that's not different. And I'm asking about the Constitution of the United States here. So can you please explain to me how you're upholding the Constitution?
That's a question for a legal scholar, of which I am not.
Here goes the Second Amendment of the United States.
Understood.
All right. And do you know what an infringement is?
Sure.
Okay. Here's the definition of an infringement. It's an encroachment, a breach, or a violation of a right. So,
This is something, if I were in your shoes, I would bring this up to the legislature. I would go through the legal system. as
well, you're
far
the one
as
who
that.
enforces these codes, so I'd really like to talk to you about it, and this is what this event's about. So, yeah, so
I'm not sure this is the proper venue or forum for this, but I'll entertain it. As far as this, I have to abide by
okay. Do you know what?
simplest terms. It's when somebody takes somebody else's property.
Okay. There you go. It's a definition of theft, and yeah, when somebody takes somebody else's property without consent would be the difference between theft and sharing. So, are the police protecting people's property from theft when they enforce tax codes?
Tax codes? I'm not aware of that person.
You're not aware. So, I don't consent to paying taxes.
Okay.
If I don't pay my taxes, what happens?
I'm not sure. We don't get involved in that as a local police department. So, 21 years of policing, I've never once dealt with tax code violations. So, I apologize. I can't help you out with that.
All right. So, have people been arrested for tax code violations?
I have no clue.
They definitely have.
Okay.
So, if the police come to enforce a tax code, would they be protecting somebody's property from theft?
Again, I can only speak my personal experience. I've never once dealt with the tax code or enforced any tax code, so I can't give you an answer to that.
What is law?
What is law?
Right. What is law?
In which law is a word that we use in different ways.
I meant, what's the legal definition? Which I have here. If you don't know, I can show it to you.
Yeah, we should. Thank you.
This is the legal definition of law, and this is a secondary legal definition of law.
When you say legal definition, what establishes a legal definition?
It's from a legal dictionary.
Okay.
All right, and so it's that which is laid down, that which is established is the law. And then the second one talks more about the, there's different types of laws, like physical laws, physics and whatnot. And then there's other kinds of law like the Constitution. So, let's see. Anyways, so this definition here basically tells us that if the law goes against the Constitution, then it's actually not law. Okay, and leave that for you. Could you tell me how a routine traffic stop is consistent with upholding the Fourth Amendment? This is the Fourth Amendment for you.
All I can tell you is in New Jersey, if you commit a criminal violation or a motor vehicle code violation, we are given the authority to detain people, stop you, and check it out.
Authority through the Constitution?
Through New Jersey. The Constitution itself, again, this is something for a legal scholar. Like I said, I'm not. I understand where you're coming from.
Does
I
the
hear what you're saying.
Constitution trump local laws?
Technically, yes.
Technically, but not according to you, because you still have to obey the laws of New Jersey.
Again, you're going off on a tangent that I really don't feel comfortable.
Would the Lumberton Police Department arrest people for possession of marijuana?
Yes.
Would you arrest people for the simple possession of marijuana if you were a police officer in Denver, Colorado?
I believe their state law is different. So I believe it's legal.
All right. I'm asking what you would do, and if you're in Denver, where it's
legal.
recreational legal
Okay,
in
so
Denver.
we'll agree that it's legal there, but I wouldn't act outside of my jurisdiction, no sir.
All right. So, do the people in Denver have the right to smoke marijuana?
Apparently so.
So, okay, so earlier in the conversation, we established that all people, and you believed, and the police believe, that there's not race, gender, or any other type of reason why you believe some people would have a right that other people don't. So why do you violate people's right to smoke marijuana in New Jersey?
Again, saying this is New Jersey, that's Colorado.
Right, but people have the same rights no matter where they were. That's already been established in this conversation. So do you believe that people have different rights
as far as
for
the
different...
angle you're using.
No, I'm not using any angle.
I thought federally marijuana was outlawed, so you're a federal guy. So you think it's outlawed everywhere, correct, or not?
What are you talking about? I'm the federal guy.
Well, I'm saying you're all based off federal laws.
No. I'm a obey your oath guy.
Okay.
So you made an oath to uphold the Constitution. I'm a guy who says you should obey that law, right?
Understood. But again, I can't act in Colorado. I don't have any authority in Colorado. If I was a Colorado law enforcement, I'm sure that.
Right, but I'm not asking you about the laws in Colorado. I'm asking you, why do you violate the rights of people here in New Jersey for something that you wouldn't do if you were elsewhere? If somebody was doing something wrong, right? If someone was doing something wrong, I wouldn't allow it.
Right.
You don't need a badge to stop people from doing something wrong.
Understood.
But people smoking pot is clearly not something wrong. They're doing what they want with their own body. But here in New Jersey, you would violate someone's right to smoke marijuana.
You say it's their right. That I understand where you're coming from, but
You said it's the right to that.
no, I did.
Yes, you did. You said all people have the same rights, and you did say that the people in Denver
You
have
want to
the
go
rights.
outside? Like, no offense, this isn't the proper venue. You've got children around. If you want, we can continue the discussion, but I'd rather do it away from.
I'm fine here. I'm all set here. And
It just doesn't seem appropriate to me. Right?
what's inappropriate about it?
You're talking about illicit
Marijuana?
drugs and stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a plant. You call it illicit drug because it makes you feel better about arresting people for
So,
having a
first
plant.
off, I do my job. You don't know my personal feelings on any of this.
That's why I'm asking you.
And I do my job.
Right, I don't know. That's why I'm asking questions, and you told me. So I'm only acting on the answers that you've given.
Yes, sir.
So you would violate people's rights here in New Jersey.
I don't look at it that way. You have a difference of opinion, which I understand that you're right. This is America. You can have that opinion. We'll agree to differ on that.
What is crime?
What is crime?
You know what makes a crime?
What is crime? Do you have the definition? I'll read it. Might make it easier.
There's a definition of a crime.
Okay.
So in order for someone to commit a crime, they would have to fulfill all the elements of a crime. Did you not understand that as a police officer, what a crime is?
Yes, sir. I understand what crime is.
Okay. So,
But no offense, anything you ask me, whatever I say, you're not gonna, you're gonna give me a bunch of grief over it. So I'd rather have you tell me, and then we'll discuss it. Go ahead.
I'm not giving you any grief over anything.
It's a no-win situation for me. You can
Well,
understand
it's
that.
only a no-win situation for you because your job so what your job is to do is to violate your oath, which is pretty disgusting. So it's a no-win job for you because your job is a no-win job. You have a loser job.
That may be true.
Okay. So when is it appropriate for a cop to use deadly force on a citizen?
Again, I don't think this is the appropriate venue with children's selection. We're talking about
How you doing?
Yeah.
Good for you. Chief of Police.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to cut this off right now because right now this function is to meet everybody, and right now we're kind of just focusing
Well, there's
on you right here.
1, 2, 3. There's 5 of you guys here.
Right. But I like get everybody to get
Is it
opportunity
because
to
these
talk
questions are embarrassing for the police department?
So I can assure you, I'm not embarrassed by any of your questions. Like I said,
You know
if you
what
want to
it
set
is?
up a time,
This guy knows.
if you want to set up a time, we can have a meeting.
Well, this is a time to meet. That's what the website said, that this was a time to ask any questions. You guys aren't...
He's answered your questions.
Well, he hasn't. I still have a lot of questions
He's answered
here.
a lot of your questions.
Right, but I have more, and that's
Okay,
what this
there's other
about
people
more.
here too.
If you want to set up
There's
a
people
time,
waiting in line to
if you want
talk
to
to
set
him?
up a time for
Because there's 3 one person.
Sir, if you want to set up a time, have a legitimate professional meeting in a professional environment, I'd be glad to do that. Honestly, I have no problem answering anything. This just isn't the venue for it at this point. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to discuss deadly force with a couple of 416.
But you guys use deadly force on people, and...
I haven't personally.
Okay, well, let's step outside and continue the conversation.
Perfect. There's your paper. Where can I ask where this is going to be?
2 cats and 1 dog.
David, where are you from?
So like we had to make like a
Where am I from?
Yes, sir.
That's personal information that I don't intend on. Yeah, I don't intend on telling any personal
get
information here. Why is that?
That's what we're here for.
To ask questions? You guys love to investigate. Right? That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing on me.
I asked you a simple, basic question.
No, you asked me a personal question that I don't intend on
basic
answering.
question.
A basic
David,
personal
what you ask
question.
me?
It's none of your business.
Dave, you're asking me a bunch of questions too.
Right, I'm not asking you personal questions.
Yes.
You're asking me questions the entire time. You're trying to
Well, I'm
turn
asking you,
around.
no, I'm asking you about as a cop. This is that's what the function's about,
I
right?
understand where you're coming from, and I understand you're probably looking to get a different response. You're not going to get it from me, so I apologize.
I'm not looking for a
in
different
advance.
response. You're actually giving me a perfect response. I'm coming from the perspective of I want to understand these questions. I already know how I feel about these questions, right? I already have the answers of my mind, but I want to know that the people who are serving us in this community, right? Your job's to serve the people here, right? I want to understand how your perspective is. That's all.
Okay.
But it's a
make an
shame.
appointment to
it's
meet
a
with
shame-
somebody to speak to.
Well, that's what this whole thing was supposed to be about.
It's not for you to come here and sit for the next hour.
It's supposed to be from 6 to 8. To ask any questions you want.
Sure, and you've asked several questions.
Right, I didn't ask all the questions I want.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. So
I
if you
have-
have more questions, make them appointment.
Well, it hasn't even reached 8 o'clock yet.
I understand that.
And there's really no line of people wanting to talk to you guys. When I got here, you guys were all standing in the corner. And the kids are gone now. This is really embarrassing to you, Del Rocco.
I've entertained your questions for what, solid 20 minutes now?
Right, and you can't answer the questions without being embarrassed, so you stopped.
Sir, I'm not embarrassed.
It's embarrassing.
You're trying to elicit a response from me, which you're not going to get. So I apologize.
I'm not trying. No, I just want to answer some questions, and you quit answering them.
I didn't quit answering them. I just didn't feel comfortable.
You
talking
asked
about
me
death.
to leave.
You said I didn't.
I asked when it's appropriate to use deadly
You have a
force.
4-year-old next to you, look over you with your eyes open. I'm not going to engage in that conversation with 4-year-olds. They're gone now. If you want to go outside and talk, we'll talk. Honestly, I have no problem discussing it. It is what it is. We wear cameras all day, 24/7. Everything's audio and video recorded, so I'm not concerned with that either. Trust me.
Why didn't you even step outside for the conversation?
Because I don't think this is the proper venue to discuss death and whatever else you want to get at in front of a bunch of little kids at a community function. Honestly, I'd feel more comfortable making an appointment. You come sit in my office and we discuss it.
Well, we can sit outside. It's fine.
Perfect.
Got a couple more questions to ask you.
How much longer do you think it's going to be? Just so I know.
Probably another 20.
I'll give you 5 more minutes. And then I gotta go. I appreciate your cooperation.
Thank you, sir.
How long have you been in Jersey for?
Oh, just a little bit. Let's see. Get this one set up here.
He's subject to fear, serious bodily injury. I then am obligated to protect.
Okay. And when is it appropriate for me to use deadly force on a cop?
When would that be appropriate?
Yeah.
I don't think it is appropriate.
Okay. So it's appropriate for a cop to use deadly force for me sometimes, but it's never appropriate for me
I
to
would
use.
never say never. I mean, you can come up with 15 different scenarios. You know as well as I do. You can find a scenario where it fits. So I'm not going
Right.
to entertain every possibility out there.
Don't you think it should be the same exact scenario as deadly force for a cop?
If you feel what that you're being,
Threatened?
the way we operate, I would say no. Do I understand where you're coming from?
Because you're always
Sure.
threatening people.
Well, no. Listen, I don't threaten anybody. Do I look like I threaten anybody? I
You
mean,
do when you turn your lights on.
That's threatening.
Yeah, it's either pull over or get abused.
That's not true.
It is.
That's not true.
I've seen enough of police videos to know it's true.
You're generalizing something you shouldn't just make a blanket statement.
All right. So if somebody, I'm going to skip down to my last question.
Yes, sir.
If somebody were to hold me at gunpoint and make me get naked, would that be something I could report it to police as a crime?
If someone were to hold you at gunpoint, yeah, that would be a crime.
That'd be a crime?
Just so.
Okay. So
I can see where you're going with this, but go ahead.
when I got arrested in San Diego, I told a police officer I did not want to take my clothes off.
Right.
Not only did he force me, he told me if I didn't take my clothes off, he was going to put on some gloves and pull my butthole open. He made me take my pants off with a threat of violence and show him my butthole. How's that appropriate? Why do?
I can't speak for something that happened to you personally.
I'm talking about the check-in
a couple
process.
thousand miles away.
Check-in process
Again,
of
New
police.
Jersey's different. We don't do that. New Jersey, the county jail is operated by a different set of circumstances. I can't speak on what happened to you a couple thousand miles away and for every single incident. I don't represent every single officer in the country. I apologize.
So, do you think that the rape problem in prison is with there being perpetual violence? You know, people who are hurt people who are rape victims are more likely to rape somebody. Do you think the rape problem in prison has anything to do with the police sexually abusing every one of the inmates that they check in?
Again, New Jersey operates completely differently. I'm not going to comment on that. How can I make a statement on something I'm not familiar with? We don't operate jails in New Jersey. We're local police.
So you just bring people to get raped. You don't do the raping.
I wouldn't categorize it that way, no.
You would categorize it as sexual
Are
assault.
you telling me every single person is raped that goes into a facility? I don't know.
I'm telling no, maybe not rape, but definitely sexually assaulted by the police.
I'm not familiar with that.
So, but you do take people to get put into prison,
We take people to the county jail.
where they're forced to show their butthole to some man.
I'm not sure what the facility is.
So, in your mind, you don't know what happens afterwards, so it doesn't matter
Again,
that you
of course
lead
not.
people
I
towards
worry about
sexual
people
harassment.
in general terms, but I can't speak on something that I'm not privy to. I don't operate a county jail. I'm not there for the admission process. I don't know what the facility does, so I don't know.
Well, to sum up my conversation with you, since you only had 5 minutes, and I think it's been about that,
I appreciate it.
sum up the conversation. If your oath of office is to defend and protect the Constitution, I would like to tell you the best thing you could do to keep that oath is quit your job.
I appreciate your opinion.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
So, thanks, Dave.
Uh-huh.
You good getting home? You need anything else from me before we leave?
Oh, I'm good, man. Thanks. Don't need anything else.
I'm curious, just like I said, where am I going to see this at? Good?
You probably won't see it.
Understood.
I mean,
Listen, I appreciate what you're saying. I do.
you don't...
We're good. We'll get in a group picture. All right, I appreciate you where you're coming from, and it's America.
Yeah, man,
So
if-
you have your listen.
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
If you're going to see this video, the way you would see it is if you became somebody who started looking into helping people, protecting their rights and stuff like that, you might come onto it. But living the lifestyle you live, I doubt you'll ever run into this video.
Understood. Have a good night.
All right. Keep serving and protecting.
Appreciate you saying that.
Oh boy. Well, I'm just keeping it running right now just in case they follow me, because they like doing that kind of stuff. I like to get that on video, but besides that, I'm done. Okay, stop watching you. Who is it? Is that Dad? I see there's still someone on there. Oh man. All right, I don't have anyone following me. Made it to the other neighborhood, so closing her down.